Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making my first meal prep video for you guys. So yeah, I'm so excited. Today we have some chicken, we have some spaghetti squash, we have some cabbage, carrots, white onion, hot peppers because those are my fave, and we have some broccoli and zucchini. What else do we have here? Some green onions, some coconut milk, some firm tofu. We have some long grain rice mixed with wild rice, which is going to be, I'm a first timer to this, so I'm excited. And next to that, we have some frozen corn. So yeah, I'm going to basically cut all of this up, portion everything out, and come back and show you guys how to basically put all of this together, cook everything. So let's do that. See you guys in a second. Here we go, guys. So now everything is portioned out and cut. We have our zucchini over there that's moon shaped. Next to the zucchini, we have some broccoli. Next to the broccoli, or down, we have some white onion, some bottom of the green onions top, and some scotch bonnet pepper. And next to that, we have some roughly chopped cabbage. It's easier for me to eat it this way rather than julienne, so that's why I just chop it roughly. Over here we have some carrots, tofu, coconut milk, frozen corn, as you guys can see, and the wild rice. Look at that, guys. How beautiful is that? Over here we have some spaghetti squash. If you can see, the skin is still on the spaghetti squash. I'll explain that later. I cleaned it out. I cut the squash in four, just took out all the seeds and stuff. And yeah, that's basically all the stuff that I'm going to cook. So let's get into the cooking process, guys. Let's do it. So we have our spaghetti squash here that's going to go in the oven first. I'm going to be seasoning this with some vegetable seasoning, some vegetable oil, and some salt. We want to get this in the oven before anything because this will take the longest to cook. So you guys can see I am drizzling a little bit of salt over each piece. Salt is a necessity for this. Then you have the vegetable seasoning a little bit over each piece as well. After that, we're going to go in and sprinkle some vegetable oil. Be generous with the vegetable oil because this is very dry, and you want it to retain its moisture while it's baking in the oven. So yeah, be a little bit generous with that. So I'm going to start my oven at 400 degrees, and I might adjust the temperature once I have it in. I'm basically, you know, I wing stuff when I cook, so nothing is written in stone basically. So we're going to go ahead now and get the squash in the oven. First things first, that's out of the way, and let that do its thing. If you can see here, I'm going to start with an hour and then go from there. So next thing we're going to get into is marinating my chicken, guys. We have some Caribbean garlic spice, which is my absolute favorite. Some thyme next to that, which is great. Obviously, next to that you have some barbecue styled spice and some kosher salt. And we're just going to go ahead and put maybe like half a teaspoon of each, minus the salt, just like a pinch of salt, but about half a teaspoon of each of the spices all over the chicken, just to get it well seasoned. Yeah, at this point, you guys just grab a gloves if you're me. If not, you use a tongue, you use your fingers. Just get in there, marinate all the spices into the chicken because you want that flavor. And I'm just going to go ahead, cover this after, and put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes. And yeah, before I put it in the oven. So that's that. So this over here, my lovely people, is called blanching. Basically, you just get a bowl with ice and water, and whatever veggies you're making, you just cook them to the doneness you want, and once it's at that doneness, you just put it in your ice bath, and this is going to help you to not only retain the texture but also the color. It's going to be very vibrant. So when you go to restaurants and you get those super green broccoli and super green and super orange carrots, this is what they do. And it's a really great trick I learned in culinary school. It's a good time. And there we go. Now we're just gonna add the broccoli to the same water. I'm going to go ahead, take out the carrots out of that once they cool down, and I'm going to use the same ice bath for my broccoli. And yeah, it's super simple and it makes a world of difference, guys. Trust me. So as I said, same thing. Once your broccoli is as tender as you want it to be, you just go ahead, throw that in the ice bath, and it's going to stop the cooking process right away. And then you're going to get that super vibrant green broccoli that I know I love and appreciate. So here we go, one at a time, lazy mode in effect. I don't have the proper utensil for this. A spider would be ideal, but I mean, I'm cooking at home, it works. So there you have it, broccoli's done. So over here we are gonna saute the cabbage with the corn, and yeah, super easy stuff over here. So basically I have a pan with a little bit of vegetable oil over medium heat, and I'm putting half my onions in the hot pan because I need half for my tofu later on, and we don't need a lot of onions for this. So yeah, just kind of separate the onions, you know. You don't want the heat too high for this because you don't want them to burn before they actually caramelize a little bit. Then I'm gonna add my cabbage. As you guys can see, as I said earlier, they're just rough chopped, and yeah, just give that a little bit of flip. Flip it, flip it, flip it, baby, flip it. And yeah, now we're gonna go in with some chipotle mango spice, guys. This spice is like shit. It's the shit. It's lit. And after that, we're gonna go in with a little bit of sweet onion sea salt. I'm using this because instead of regular salt, just for, you know, a little different flavor tone. It's a good time. So now that's in, you just want to leave this and let it do its thing. And after your veggies about 50% done, I'm gonna add my frozen corn. Yep, there you have it, frozen corn. I didn't add this right with the cabbage because I wanted the cabbage to just kind of caramelize on its own for a bit before I had the corn. Also, as I said, I don't like to overcook certain veg, and corn is something you can eat straight up, so that's why I add this at like the last minute, because I don't want to lose all that nutrients, you know. Next thing that we're gonna focus on is our tofu. If you guys can see, this pot is steaming hot. It's totally okay. Totally okay, because I am adding my tofu right now, and the tofu needs to be placed in super hot oil to get that brown color on it that I really like. So now my tofu is doing its thing. I'm gonna add this barbecue spice. This is the same spice I used earlier on the chicken. Let that go. Now the tofu is done. Perfect. You see that color? Now we're caramelizing our white onion with the stem of the green onions. This is the base for our tofu, guys. This is going to be so yummy. Now I had my Scotch bonnet pepper at the last minute before I had, you know, any other stuff. Now I'm going to add my curry powder. Oh, you guys love curry. I'm like obsessed with curry. Curry is one of my favorite things ever. Anyways, after the curry powder, we're gonna add this Miss Dash spice thing that's pretty good, I find, and a little bit of salt. This is kosher salt, so regular salt and some thyme, dried thyme leaves. key. Trust me, it's going to be good. Then here you have some coconut milk and curry. You cannot go wrong. It's a good time, you guys. So anyways, we're just going to let this go for about a couple minutes, maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes max. It's over medium heat now. I didn't show you guys when I put this in the oven, but it's just basically salt and pepper, a little bit of oil, and put it in the oven for about 20 minutes at 400 degrees. Then we go back over here. You have your coconut curry sauce, added my tofu and the top of the green onions at the last minute, because after about 3 to 5 more minutes this is done, you guys. Look how good that looks. Let's just take that in for a second. It's a good time. So over here we have some chicken, and that's just my non-stick cooking spray. I just sprayed the foil paper, put the chicken on, and I'm just going to throw that in the oven. That's it. Yeah. So after this has been in the oven now for about an hour and a half, I ended up cranking it up to 425 halfway through the cooking process. Now it's all done. Look how delicious that looks. And you guys just want to grab a fork, and this is the technique I use to just kind of pull the spaghettis out. And look at that, guys, it actually looks like spaghetti. That's why it's called spaghetti squash. So you don't want to use a spoon for this, you want to use a fork. Here you have all the finished stuff, guys. My veg, my spaghetti, my rice, cabbage is in the back somewhere, my zucchini, and my chicken was in the oven for about 30 minutes at 375, and that is my tofu. So this is the finished product, you guys. As you guys can see, every plate has something a little bit different for different days, just so you're not eating the same thing every day, you know. That's kind of boring. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. This over here is just the leftover stuff that I might turn into a salad or something, you know. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sorry if my voiceover was not the best. I really hope you guys learned something, and until next time, thanks again for watching. Love you guys. Woo!